today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how you can balayage your own hair. So balayage is a technique that I learned when I was hairdressing, which basically means that you are just using a brush, no foils, nothing like that, and you basically just paint the color on where you'd like the color to be. It is quite a simple technique, and it's one that you can really tailor make to suit you. You can do more balayage, you can do less balayage, it's completely up to you. So I am getting ready for my next hair color adventure, and I had quite a substantial amount of regrowth and it was quite harsh, and I just wanted to soften it out a little bit, just break up the regrowth so it wasn't so intense and just bring a little bit more lightness up to the top of my head. I didn't want to cover my regrowth 100%, so the balayage that I did was a lot less than normally you can do. So before we start, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It would mean so much to me. I upload brand new videos twice a week. And yes, for those people that are gonna comment,
I've lost a finger now.
I'm mainly going to be doing around my face and on my crown. At the back of my head, I'm not going to really bother too much. So things that you will need is basically an old top. You can wear gloves if you desire. I personally am not going to wear gloves for this. You may also need a towel comb. And before I start, I'm going to be putting some coconut oil in my hair. Coconut oil is amazing, especially if you are working with bleach and there's a chance of the bleach overlapping onto already lightened areas and you don't want it to snap your already light hair. So what I'm going to do with this is just apply this on all the areas where I might overlap the bleach a little bit. Some other things you will need is a tint brush. Now this tint brush is an old one, so I'm actually going to cut this on an angle to make my balayage a lot easier to do. It's definitely not necessary, or you can buy one that's already on an angle.
And it's going everywhere.
The main areas we're going to be getting the colour is on this part here. The technique is you dip the brush into the bleach. As high as you go up to your root is where the colour is going to start from. So I don't want to go straight onto my root, and it's probably not a good idea to get it straight onto your scalp unless you've done a skin test prior, because bleach on your scalp can be a bit uncomfortable. Drag the colour down. Make sure that you work in the same movement that your hair is in. Don't go like on this weird angle, because that's just gonna make a mess. So I'm gonna start at the bottom, work my way up, and it is best to work in kind of thinner sections. As well, you can take your comb and just lightly comb through it just to make sure it's all blended in as well. So I have my bleach already here mixed up. I am using the Directions bleach because that is a cruelty-free bleach. Also with the developer, most of the Directions pre-lightening kits and things like that are 30 volume developer or 40 volume, which is quite high. When working with bleach, I only use 20 vol, so I have used 20 volume instead. Always read your manufacturer's directions and instructions, follow them, especially when you are mixing products. Make sure you weigh it, all that jazz. So if you guys want the exact ratios, you just have to follow the guidelines of whatever brand that you're using, basically. So it is good to kind of comb through the section first as well. You do want to overlap just slightly onto the blonde because you don't want to stop too soon and end up with like a dark patch as well. And if you want some in the front, you can change the angle that you hold the hair, just so you make sure you get some in the front areas as well. Taking roughly the same thickness. If you take really thick sections, the bleach isn't going to get all the way through to the other side, but that could be good as well. It depends on what result you want. Obviously the thinner sections, the more bleach you use, the lighter it's going to be. Thicker sections, it's going to be a little bit darker because you'll still have quite a bit of your natural color in there as well. So I'm starting them all from different levels. Some are higher, some are lower, some are closer. I'm still making sure I'm leaving plenty of my own color in there. As I said, I didn't want to cover my roots 100%. I just want to soften out the fade. For the crown section, important to hold the hair on the angle where it normally sits. So if it does sit on a funny angle, hold it on that angle that it sits, because if you move it in a different direction and then put the colour on, it could end up looking really clumpy because it's not sitting how it normally sits. Lastly, I suggest you kind of pull it back and just see how it's looking side on. You see if there's any gaps, if you want to add some color in anywhere when you wear your hair up. This is how it's going to show. Basically, do it by sight. That's what I love about balayage. You literally paint the color on where you would like the color to be. It's very, very simple. I'm going to let that process now. Again, for processing time, just follow the manufacturer's directions, but keep an eye on it. You can place some foil on top if you want to help the process speed up a little bit, or just keep the heat in. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I love you guys, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!